So, good morning, we merry few. Yeah, it's just so we can actually get all the photos as well. Yes, it's really lovely to welcome you all on the 5th of May, this seminal date for William Friese Greene as we mark the centenary of his death. Thank you all for joining us, and it's lovely to have representatives from the city's filmmakers and film festivals, destination management organisations here. We would have loved to have a larger celebration, but obviously, unfortunately, during COVID, we've been limited on numbers, so it's been really lovely to have you here as this sort of group to mark this moment. It was important that Bristol did something to mark a moment. On the day of William Friese Greene's funerals, the cinemas across the world had a 2-minute silence. And actually what's sad today is obviously that our cinemas remain silent. So I think it's also just worth thinking about the legacy that William Friese Greene left for our cinemas and the plight of our cinemas and film festivals today, and how we're all desperate to get back into them once we're able to, and thinking about all of the staff that they employ. So thank you, as I say, as we gather to mark 100 years since the death of motion picture pioneer William Friese Greene. He was a working class Bristolian and a key contributor to the beginnings of moving images and cinema. His legacy has been in debate for a long time, but this is what we're trying to do as part of Film 2021 this year, is to really raise his profile. So this plaque that you can see behind me, do come and have a look at it in a bit more detail. This plaque was actually originally placed on Friese Greene's former home at 12 College Street, just around the corner, in 1955 to mark the centenary of his birth. And it was relocated here after the house was demolished. The plaque was an initiative for the Bristol Savages, Bristol Civic Society, Western Counties Photographic Federation, the Institute of British Photographers, Bristol Amateur Cine Society, Bristol Photographic Society, Bristol Camera Club, as well as citizens from the city. The 1955 commemorations were organised by Bristol author and photographer Reese Winston, and we are delighted to have representatives from some of those organisations here with us today. And John, am I right in thinking that you were here in 1955 when the original plaque was unveiled?
I wasn't very big.
A small child in the front.
Is it a striped blazer?
There we go. We'll look out for those photos, but thank you very much. Did you want to say anything about what that was like in 1955?
Yes, I would like to say something. I was going to put some flowers, such as they are, but I'm not quite sure where to put them.
No, it's tricky. Maybe underneath it, perhaps. That's lovely.
This is Morrison's attempt to get white and purple, which is what he had on his cortege. So I'll just... they're not going to fit there. So,
yeah.
anyway, can I just say something about what it was like in 55? It was entirely different, I can assure you. It was terribly optimistic because this was happening, but it was also pessimistic in the sense that it was known the building was going to come down, and College Street didn't really go up there at all. It went diagonally through this building. So number 12 was double fronted. That tree must have been planted after 55, it certainly didn't exist then. And the terrace of houses ran right through what used to be Cabot House, through underneath the viaduct, which is what Anchor Road is on. So it's entirely different. And the colour of the buildings in College Street were, they were generally brick, as most Georgian architecture was in Bristol. But number 12 was colour washed, sort of dark maroon, and it was terribly faded and rather sad. But so today is entirely different, because you will all know doubtless about Peter Carpenter, whose Polish name I can never pronounce, so I won't attempt it. His article in the Sunday Observer last Sunday, where he's predicting his work, Peter Carpenter's work, as part of a PhD study to get Friese Greene back as the inventor of cinematography. And I just hope he succeeds. When my father was speaking in front of the Lord Mayor here in 1955, although this says the pioneer of cinematography, that was because the family, Friese Greene family, of which there were 4 members still alive, 2 sons, 2 grandsons, and 1 nephew, all attending, they decided the safe thing to do was to describe him as the pioneer of cinematography, because his damned article had been published the same year decrying him, which Peter Carpenter is now trying to disprove. So that's why it was pessimistic in 55 and now entirely different. So whether Peter Carpenter is going to succeed, I don't know. He stands a pretty good chance. So we all ought to be clapping for you really today, rather than say, sorry, but you may or may not have done it. So that's all I'm going to say.
Thank you very much. And John mentioned Peter, and you may have seen the piece in the Observer at the weekend, which he referenced. On the Bristol Ideas website today, we're releasing a film with Peter in conversation with Andrew Kelly. And Peter is one of the academics who talks about the work of Friese Greene. And as John says, he's just about to start a PhD into the life and legacy of William Friese Greene, which we really hope will unearth the character and the man of Friese Greene, but also cement his place in the history of film, where he's often been overlooked and sometimes disputed, or even had his reputation in dispute. So we're really excited for that piece of work. So do go and give that a watch. He's got some fantastic stories as well about Friese Greene. So this anniversary year of Friese Greene provides a timely moment to reaffirm his life and legacy, as well as celebrate the many aspects of Bristol's film and moving image credentials, from our festivals and cinemas to our creatives and inventors, and showcase the bustling success of today's film industry and the contribution that it makes to the city. Film 2021 has been devised by Bristol Ideas and Bristol City Film, and will include film screenings, walking tours, photography exhibitions, talks and panel discussions, and the launch of a special publication recounting the Bristol public's memories of cinema going and telling the story of Friese Greene. And Peter and hopefully John will be contributing to that book.